We're on a journey to build real-life, fully functioning Fallout power armor. And so far in this series, we've built arms that can curl over 300 pounds, an augmented reality heads-up display helmet with integrated night and thermal vision, a power pack capable of operating the entire suit, some high-tech hands, and we even learned how to build bullet-resistant armor plating. But with all of this tech crammed into the suit, it's starting to get heavy. So in this episode, we're taking our first steps to build power armor legs. But before we go into that, we still have some unfinished business to take care of. So we've been keeping up with the series. You remember that in episode 3, we pretty much had the whole upper body assembled, and now it's not. And that's because we've been pulling parts off of it to continue doing upgrades, but in order for us to properly mount the legs and actually test the whole suit, we kind of need the upper body back together. The biggest holdup is actually this upper frame right here, which if you recall, is designed to actually lift the power pack overhead so you can get in and out. But the problem is, this doesn't mount onto our new power pack, and it's not strong enough to actually lift everything overhead. So we're gonna pull it back off and fix that. And then we should be able to get around to doing the legs and actually be able to test the whole suit with the upper body assembled. So this chest needs to come off for us to get to those pneumatic cylinders. Alright, so the first problem is that these cylinders have the fittings on the sides, which means when you swing the arms around, you break fittings off. So we're gonna rotate these cylinders around, and that's gonna make sure the fittings are away from the arms. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grind some flats onto here, and then cross drill this way so I can mount it at a 90-degree angle. All the machinists be crying in their grave right now of what I'm doing to this poor pneumatic cylinder. Remember, it's the wasteland. You look at that power armor workbench in Fallout, I don't see no mill there. You just ting, 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 and then your power armor. Now, grinder time. You're gonna have to make a couple modifications to this right off the bat. No more shoulder interference, that easy. So these now need to get mounted on here. And we're gonna add this gas strut over here. The gas strut will always be pulling. So when we wanna go down, the pneumatic cylinder will have to overpower the gas strut. But when we go up, the gas strut helps the pneumatic cylinder lift all the way. This makes it use a lot less air, and it's a lot safer because you can't get spring trapped, because as soon as the air goes out, these will partially lift the cover. The goal is to mount these two like that, and then these two like that. The back section is going to reinforce, and then this is going to attach to our power pack. But before we weld it, we've got to make sure everything is straight, so we're going to use our Stigman fabrication table. All right, so that's our revised power pack frame. And then we've got the new rear mesh, which has to attach to that. We're going to add all of our mounting. Okay. Whew. A lot of holes. All right, so the moment we've all been waiting for. Back piece is done, front piece is done. Let's attach these together, fire those cylinders, and try to get all the pins through. Okay, so the plan now is I'd like to secure that to the table, bring the power pack over, set it on here, rivet it into place. Really riveting stuff.
What if I tickled Jacob right now?
You really want to get rid of me, Owen? Awesome. That was a fight, but power pack's on. It's attached on there. Feels really solid. The frame's not bending anymore. Pretty happy with that. Here you go. So this collapses right now. I'm just gonna. So this is me trusting my engineering right now. All right, so let's see if pressurizing the system will allow it to move with all that weight. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, so that's looking pretty good. The next things I have to do is finish riveting this. I'm gonna add the front plate back onto here, and then we can hang this onto the armor mount and actually get it to run off of its own compressor, so that we don't need all this and we don't need to run it off the shop compressor, and it'll give us a nice smooth up and down. All right, well, with the upper body all upgraded and put back together, we can see how the legs fit. I think the best starting point is to figure out where James left off with the legs from the Call of Duty exoskeleton, which were these old things. So the design of these is actually pretty simple. You've got a boot that's attached to the foot plate, a pneumatic cylinder that goes, up to your glute, and then there's a hinge at your knee and a hinge at your hip. And what this allowed him to do is actually lock the joints to be unpowered, which means he could set the suit in a specific position, lock the joints, and use no air in order to hold the suit in that position. And this is something I'd really like to keep for the power armor, because I want to be able to step out of the suit and have the suit hold position without me inside of it. There's one small flaw. Right now, in order to release that, I have to manually move that lever over to allow this to be free range motion again. I'd like to have a ratchet on my knee, on my hip, and on both legs. which means last thing I want to have to do is every couple of steps, turn 4 ratchets on and off, take a couple of steps, turn 4 ratchets on and off. That's annoying. So I want to make these ratchets pneumatically controlled. Here's the plan. We pull this back section off. So there's the actual teeth gear. The mechanism is actually quite simple. There's pretty much this little ratchet that clicks in this direction, but then if you go the other way, it locks. And then if you move it out of the way using this little latch, it can now freely spin. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually pull this little latch off. We're going to replace that with this 3D printed piece that I made. All right, and now we need pneumatic cylinders. It's going to attach right there. That's one side of the pneumatic cylinder attached. Now we need to add the mount for the other end, and we should have some pneumatically powered ratchets. Okay, so here's the plan. Once these guys are on there, let's pivot. Let's connect it right to there. There we go. There's the 2 pneumatic cylinders that are going to be able to engage and disengage our ratchets. Which means the next thing is going to be get these plumbed. Cool. We can get these tested. There's our ratchet system. So right now, unlocked, unlocked. Flip this. Ratcheting, ratcheting. Pneumatically controlled ratchet. Let's attach them on. Let's take a look. So that leg should have just a little bit of side-to-side motion. Should have nice extension and retraction. I can now put my entire body weight on this, even with no air in the cylinder, and it'll hold my weight. All right, these legs are looking pretty good. We can go and strap them onto the suit for now, I guess. And these are gonna attach to our hip joints right here. Okay, so functionally, these version 1 legs have the locking ratchets and the lifting cylinder to be able to lift a lot of weight. But practically, these are hard to get into, and they look like chicken legs more than power armor legs. So the plan is to actually make a clamshell design, similar to the one we used for the arms, to be able to step into the suit, be able to provide protection and armoring of the legs, and make the entire thing a lot more stiff, sturdy, and look like the actual power armor. All right, so here's what I've come up with. Across the front, we have 2 sheets of perforated aluminum, along with ribs to support their shape, and this is how we did the arm. And across the back, we have this calf piece, which can raise to support your leg, or lower to support the suit when it's freestanding without the overhead crane, so we can get in and out easily. Now, to actually provide lifting force for these legs, we could go with the ergonomic and practical option of using a rotary actuator at the knee, similar to this Dynsis exoskeleton, which is actually commercially available. But instead, I want to optimize these legs to provide as much lifting force as possible while maintaining simplicity. So instead, I've opted to use a single large lifting cylinder at the back of the leg, similar to James's original design. So all that's left is to make it real. Ooh, that's nice.
Partway through the project, we actually got our powder coating rig set up. So now, instead of painting parts, we're gonna start powder coating them. And what powder coating is a fine plastic dust that you basically spray all over this, and you throw the whole thing in the oven, and it gives you a super, super resistant kind of plastic encapsulation.
This is what we need. Let's go. Then, grab the guy. Put the guy in here.
Alright, so that's actually going to go right here. So this is going to be like right there. Alright, so we've got our shin, we have our calf, and we've got our quadricep. Put them together. This is going to go here. Next up, we need to mount the back of the shin. Alright, now the calf. So this goes right there. Check this out. The first parts of a leg.
Man.
So there's no foot on it yet. That's actually just the mechanism so that this opens. That goes against the ground. That's going to balance the whole suit. You step inside, your actual foot will sit about there.
Yeah.
And when you step in there, That closes, and now you're spring locked inside of the power armor leg.
Powder coating looks good.
Yeah, it's great.
Good.
Let's get it stashed. And this is the mounting bracket that allows us to attach our ratchets to the actual clamshells. So we gotta attach this here. So currently we have one of these ball joints, which is really nice because they don't rotate, but they have free hip movement as the hip for our power armor leg right here. You can see it swivels. Problem is it's currently mounted like this, which means when we get the ratchet into there, this is a really tall stack up, which means that our power armor has wide thigh gap syndrome, which is a problem because it interferes with the arm and my legs aren't that wide. So my plan to fix that is actually to mount our swivel joint the other way around. So rather than mounting it this way, I would like to mount it this way. What that allows us to do is cut the back half end of this off, weld the frame of this to the frame of our power armor, and then if I can machine this square away from the ratchet, then the ratchet will actually go on top of this square joint there. And that's gonna give us more clearance for the arm to stop hitting this thing and damaging itself, as well as make it actually comfortable for me to wear. All right, so we're gonna weld our ratchet into the knee. And there we go. So this bent piece is gonna attach to our ribs. And then this will now be our full structural femur that'll hold the full weight of the leg. And this is the ratchet that's gonna go onto our hip. All right, so those ball joints all welded up. The right leg is all assembled. Now we just gotta join the two together. And that's one fully attached leg. Might be a little short. That's pretty much where it should be right there. We just need a taller platform. So this is the pneumatic cylinder that's gonna do all the heavy lifting. And it is gonna be attached to the back of our leg here. So this is gonna extend down to our foot right there. Second leg is about to be installed. And there we go. Power armor has legs. Okay, so the legs are attached, which means next we need to do the feet, get those mounted, get all the armor made and mounted, and then we have to add the pressure cuffs. And I've got a pretty interesting idea on how to do those. So these are the same types of pants that fighter pilots would wear when flying jets in order to not pass out from G-forces. Let me show you why this is cool. The way that they're put on is that they open up from the side like this, which is gonna match exactly how our clamshell works. There we go. There's my pants. Now before I inflate that, Hacksmith obviously sells our fireproof shop coat, and that's what we're using for the apron. But the fireproof shop coat doesn't cover my legs. So I went ahead and bought these fire-treated cotton pants. These are gonna be able to go over the G-suit to protect my pants from fire. Can you even tell I'm wearing power armor pants? No, it's just... How does that look? Do I look like I'm ready for the wasteland?
Yep. Maybe just don't turn around.
I swear, it's all part of the plan. Trust the process. Long term, this probably won't be the final solution, but for now, this will hold everything together and will give us a nice fire-resistant shell for these pants. And allow us to attach everything to the actual legs. All right, this suit is really coming together. This is looking pretty sweet. Nice job, Caleb. I've got one more idea. We just got this new machine that I think will help give the suit an even more special touch. So I'm actually gonna steal this cylinder out of here. So this is our brand new Eufymake 3D texture UV printer, which is super cool. Let me show you. So we can start with a smaller cylinder right here. Throw that into the machine. This machine can precisely deposit full-color UV curing resin onto pretty much any material, allowing us to build up a fully texturized and vibrant colored print on anything, including our power armor pieces. Oh, check that out. That is a really cool logo. It's nice and crisp, and because it's UV curing resin instead of just paint, it's actually very durable. All right, let's do a few more. Get one of these valves going in there. And the printing software is super easy. You literally just hit snapshot. The printer automatically takes a photo and uses lasers to figure out the height of everything. And then you can just drag and drop your image wherever you want it and hit print. So the printer actually uses cyan, magenta, yellow, black, white, and gloss resin to create over 1 million vibrant colors, and it can stack them up to 5 millimeters thick for a really cool textured feel. And the printer can print up to 1440 dots per inch, allowing you to have crazy high detail. Think about all the possibilities. We can literally print custom designs on just about anything, whether it be your water bottle, a keychain, your phone, or even power armor parts. The other cool thing about it is that it also comes with a much larger print bed for your large power armor pieces. Wow. That cylinder turned out really good. All the embossed text and everything. Yeah, it's a really nice aesthetic touch. Honestly, what a cool machine. It allows us to do all kinds of prints and customize just about anything. And if you want to learn more, make sure to check out Eufymake in the description below, because I think I'm considering getting one myself. All right, these cylinders are mounted, they look good, and now we can start manufacturing the feet.
The left foot and the right foot. So now let's put it together.
Look at that. Our armor has a foot. So make sure there's no backlash. Beautiful. That's like perfect. That's the right size. And now we gotta get those rods in. All right, so both feet are attached. We've got the pneumatic cylinders to lower the calf. We've trimmed the calf a little bit to make sure there's enough clearance for the lift cylinder. So the goal now is to add the direction control valves, test all the actuators, and then hopefully test the suit. So right now, we don't actually have the hands attached because those are currently being upgraded. So we need to use the manual controls to override all the systems. So for the time being, this will allow us to test everything outside of the suit, make sure everything works, and then next episode we can integrate the rest of it into the power pack. Cool. That opened. And now, press this. Isn't that sweet? Next, we need to make sure that the cylinders extend and retract. So one goes up, and now we need to adjust the speed on this one. Now the least exciting one, but the most important one, the air ratchets. All of this will be integrated into the hand controls, but currently we have no hands.
I'm rebuilding the hands. As you can see, they're almost back together. A lot of you complained about it using rope. We're gonna persist at it because we think it's a fun challenge. We are using better rope and it's fully spliced, so now it can't slip. Hopefully, she'll hold.
Next episode, we're gonna mount that on the power pack, wire it all in nicely, but for now, I wanna see this thing stand and I wanna do some lifts. Wow, seeing the whole suit really come together like this, it's really exciting. And we've spent multiple months on the legs, so now it's a big moment to see if the whole thing will stand. So let's get it powered up, get air into the system, test all the joints, and hopefully get the suit to stand, be able to get inside of it, and maybe even take its first few steps. So I don't want to run the power pack and the generator while I'm doing initial testing. We're going to be using a lot of air, so for now I'm just going to use shop air, make it nice and quiet, so I can at least talk over the compressor. This suit needs to actually lean forward for it to be able to support its weight because it needs the weight on the ratchets. And I'm going to lock the ratchets. Are you holding it right now? Okay, so we definitely need limits on here to make sure that this doesn't go over center. So the final plan is to put a gas strut right here that'll prevent the whole suit from tipping past half center. So for now, we don't have that because we want to test how the legs take the load, but the plan is we're going to just use a ratchet strap. Smith Blade Pro.
Oh wow, that actually got pretty fast.
To be fair, these ratchet straps are doing quite a bit right now. Those are pretty tight. But that suit is self-supporting. The audience is not going to be satisfied with. I think we need to actually whoosh.
That's horrifying.
Hey, if I'm going to walk in this thing, I need to know that it can stand. So guys, be careful. If this thing starts falling, don't try to catch it. Okay? All right? The suit is now freestanding. That is sketchy. To be fair, I think it is pretty stable, as long as those ratchet straps don't break.
Just standing by itself? Wait, it's not on the stand. What? It's not gonna collapse on me, killing the boss, right?
If it needs... That is the first time the suit has been unsupported.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I guess we power up the upper body and try to step inside. We're gonna test inflate and deflate. Okay, so the system still works beautifully. All right, so we're ready for me to throw on the apron and get inside the suit for the first time. The plan is to sew all of this into the actual suit, so you don't have to put anything on. You just step in, press a button, it'll close it. But for now,
I forgot how goofy the capering was.
once it's inside of there, it'll be less goofy, Owen.
No, it's pretty
Don't
goofy.
judge my capering. In the actual game, he just grabs on like right here. Right here. Can we close the back calf of the leg?
Is that good?
Beautiful. Can you close my hands? Can you close the back section, please? Start inflating the suit. Stop right there. Can you release the ratchets, please? Oh, there we go.
Hey!
Oh my god, he's walking.
All right. So right now the cylinders are fully locked. I can move a little bit. I can swivel. I can move my hands. I've got actually a decent amount of range of motion, even with the chains hooking my hands. So I can't wait till I actually have proper hands, because I think that's going to help a lot with the balance. So the big thing right now is I need those gas struts for sure, because I'm worried that as soon as I start tipping back, I won't be able to go back. But right now it is actually pretty front heavy. Right now I cannot compress my legs, so you need to fully lift me up until I'm hanging off those shoulders.
You want uppies?
My life is in your hands, Tyler. Hopefully this whole thing doesn't tip. Keep going. Keep going. Oh man, I'm hanging. I'm hanging on for dear life.
Alright, okay, we're bothered right now.
Look, I can walk. I can walk.
Okay, calm down there, alright?
Are you gonna be able to pulse that momentary button for the legs to close? Let's do little by little and I'll tell you how I'm feeling. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Feels pretty good.
But if I hold it back like...
Why are you inflating me?
I'm not.
Why are you inflating me, Caleb? Caleb?
No, I'm not touching.
Can you stop inflating, please? It's starting to crush my lungs.
I just hit the button. I'm sorry. Let me.
Deflate?
All right, Tyler. Can we curl my legs more? How far would we be able to go? I feel perfectly good. The range of motion there feels perfect. Is that all the way? Hold it there.
I'm gonna do it again, but I'm just gonna hold it. You scream in pain if something goes bad.
Okay. I can also push my legs further forward.
Here, hold it.
So right now, if I was touching the ground, I should be able to squat 2,000 pounds. This actually feels really comfortable. This is kind of nice. This is relaxing. You want to drop those legs back down? Sorry, let's drop me down for now though, because I'm in a state where I should be able to walk.
All right, lower.
Whoa, okay. Couple of different issues. Right now I'm trying to lift the legs up, I'm trying to push into my calf, but what's happening is the calf is actually just opening. Oh. So this is unpowered walking. I'm gonna try to take a couple steps. Okay. Honestly, the legs are pretty maneuverable. It looks like I'm actually not walking very well, but again, with a little bit of assisted power from some gas struts, I actually think I'll be able to walk. Right now, I'm holding the weight of the suit, but the geometry of the legs is actually helping me because the gas cylinders and the triangles are pretty much straight, so I'm pretty much locked out. So I'm actually holding very little weight. But the concern is, as soon as I take a step, I'm both lifting the foot and trying to keep balance on the other foot. So the plan is to add some gas struts on the hips and the ankles to actually keep me leaned forward and keep my feet straight so that I can walk even easier. We need one more shot for this. Can you guys grab me the helmet?
Okay. Oh yeah.
Oh, thank you, Daryl.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
But I don't want to reach down there.
Greasy boy.
Yeah. Can you wipe my left eye, please?
Oh yeah, we're just doing both.
Oh, that's good.
Do his hair.
Okay. So the thing is, with this much pressure cuff around me, plus all the fabric, plus all the aluminum, this thing is a great insulator. So in an upcoming episode, we're going to be actually building a thermal system to be able to regulate my body temperature. Yep.
Is that on?
Perfect, yeah. Cody, do I look cool? Do I look like I'm ready for the fallout?
Just ready for the wasteland.
Woo! Okay, I'm done. Let me out. You guys, get me out of the suit, please. All right, I'm free. I'm alive. I survived the test.
Let's go!
I am really happy with that. I know that, you know, there's a lot of things in progress, but we know this suit can support its own weight. We know that the joints and the angle of motion is like perfect. It doesn't crush my legs. It doesn't break my ankles, which is a really good start. Which means that in the next episode, it's time to put everything together. It's time to get the hands back on there. It's time to get everything wired up, finalize some of the code on the power pack, and make sure that we can actually walk properly without being worried about tipping over. But overall, I'm really excited and the suit is coming together great. Don't you love how in Iron Man, when they first test out the Mark I suit, he gets inside of it, everything calibrates, and then he's running around, shooting people with a flamethrower, stopping bullets, tossing people. This is what reality looks like, unfortunately. This is our Smith Blade Pro, a 21-in-1 multi-tool featuring a high-quality M390 blade, machined titanium body, and our patent-pending bit retention mechanism. We're gearing up to manufacture this tool in-house, and it's coming to Kickstarter in just a few weeks. So make sure to follow our newsletter to stay updated.